All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. So just give everyone a second to hop on. Oh, I'm very excited to talk about this topic today with you because this is a thing. This is a thing, and myself being a fitness person, a coach, a consultant of all things mind, body, people come to me a lot to get themselves back in their own groove, right? They come to me when they're feeling like they're way off track with themselves and they've let themselves go and they can't seem to get momentum on a self-care routine, right? They keep jumping ship on their self-care, jumping ship on their diet, jumping ship on their dreams, jumping ship on their exercise routine, and jumping ship on the things they swore to themselves they were gonna do for themselves. Now, why do we do that? Why do we keep jumping ship on the things that we swore we were gonna do to ourselves? The promises, when we said, this time, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it for me, and I'm gonna take care of myself, and create this space for myself, and get feeling good in my body once again, because that's really important to me. Why do we always jump ship on ourselves? And why does it happen so often when we go from being single to being in a relationship? What is this phenomenon? So this is what I want to talk about today, because if we're not privy to our own patterns, how the hell can we ever be free of them? So I want to give you insight into that today. So if this is you, if you said yes to any of that, you're in the right space. You're in the right space, because one of my specialties is being able to see what's underneath the thing. Because this is the thing. We all, especially as women, men too, but mostly as women, or I can only speak on behalf of women, because I am one, we desire to feel good about ourselves. We desire to feel good in our skin. We just do. We desire to have things feel like our environment to feel beautiful because we desire to feel that way, right? We desire to feel attractive. We just do. Does anyone say, no, I want to feel unattractive? I want to feel as fucking self-conscious in my skin as I can. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. So we can say that we do desire to feel good about ourselves. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? We're human. So when we're single, it's easy to pay attention to ourselves, right? It's easy to feel our own energy. There's nobody else's energy infringing upon our own. So we get to feel our own energy. We feel our own desire. We feel that desire to do for ourselves and to try new things and to go see things and to travel and to take really good care of ourselves, eat really good and stay on our routines so that we feel good in our body, we feel confident in our body. And one of the reasons why it's so easy to do it when we're not in a relationship is, like I said, there's no one's energy infringing on our own. We don't feel the obligation to be there for somebody. We don't feel the obligation to show up the way somebody else wants us to show up. We don't feel obligated to anybody except ourselves, right? It's pure freedom. But have you noticed that all that seems to go away when we get into a relationship? It's almost like you can't even think that way about yourself anymore. You can look at yourself and decide, well, I really don't like what's happening to me. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way that I feel. And our intention is always to get back to ourselves, to do for ourselves, to do whatever the thing is that you do for yourself. Everyone's different, but we don't do it. We're really good for a week, and then we let everyone else's agenda take over our own. So there are a few things happening here, because this has happened to me time in and time out. Is that even a thing? Again and again is what I want to say. Time and time again was what I was going to say, was what I was shooting for. And the last time it happened to me, I literally watched it happen. I'm like, oh, I'm doing that thing. I've completely disempowered myself. I went from feeling really powerful to going into the mode of female in a relationship. Like the female that I saw like my mom be in a relationship. I went into that mode, probably the mode that every woman in my lineage had gone into, where male here, woman here. I went into, let me do everything, let me spend my entire life force to care for you and fulfill your dreams and help you with your desires, and I'll totally abandon myself. That might feel good for a little while, but eventually we start to grow very resentful of that, right? And then we feel like we're never seen and no one pays attention to us and our needs are not met. This is this story, right? So that might sound familiar to you. And then we try to do something for ourselves, and we do it out of anger and frustration, which is not really a good way to move through life, but I used to do it too. Or we are so riddled with guilt when we do go to do something that we sabotage it, and we just sabotage it, and then we don't do it again. Okay? This is not useful for us. This is not useful for us. Because this is what I know to be true. With all my heart and soul, this is what I know to be true. That you can still have, because I am someone who is for, take a stand for the and. I want it all. Right? I want to have that independence, that freedom to like fulfill my dreams and my desires and take care of me the way I want to take care of me and feel the best about me and be in a relationship. Like I want them both. And for a long time, it felt like I had to choose this or I had to choose this. And I wasn't completely happy here and I wasn't completely happy here. And I would keep bouncing back and forth and back and forth, right? Satisfied here for a minute. Not happy there, satisfied here for a minute. Ooh, not happy there, get me out, right? And then we feel that need to like run. Have you ever been in that place where you like want to run out of a relationship because you feel congested and confined and suffocated? It doesn't need to be like that. It does not need to be like that, because what's happening in any of these situations is these unconscious limiting beliefs. Okay, you've heard about limiting beliefs. If you're here, you know that language. And the limiting beliefs say something like, I have to give all of me to you because that's just what women do, right? These can be so deep and they can be so ingrained because they literally come down through the lineage, okay? So we can have all of these beliefs about who we're supposed to be. And all these beliefs about, well, if I'm this person, then this person is going to be disappointed. This person is going to be... this person won't love me anymore, right? If I'm really powerful and really feeling strong and really feeling confident, really feeling beautiful, then this person isn't going to love me anymore. This person isn't going to feel like I need them anymore. If I'm really powerful, then this person isn't going to feel like I need them anymore, and then I would be disappointing them. And I know these sound like really, really weird things, but they are so real. They are so real. Every woman that I've worked with, we've had to go into these patterns and unravel them. They're there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to sit here and tell you about it and talk about it if I didn't even unravel it from my own self. Okay? So if we desire to get beyond those beliefs, we have to first become privy to what we're up to. Okay? So we have to ask the question, what am I afraid of? If I really step out of this reality of I need to show up for you to help you live your life. If you pulled out of that reality and realized, no, you get to be in your life and I get to be in my life. And together, I help you and you help me. I support you, you support me. I'm going to support you in being the best version of you, and you support me in being the best version of me in my life. Not supporting me and being the best version of me in your life, that's not fair. It doesn't need to be like that. But when we feel like have this deep feeling like this is just the way that it's supposed to be, that's something from our lineage, and we need to break the chains there. Because everyone is supposed to be in their own movie, so to speak, right? where we encourage each other inside of our own shows. We're each the star of our own show. And for you to be the star of your own show, how do you need to feel? Right? You want to feel good about you. You want to feel like you can take care of you. You want to take your time and your energy, invest it into you. Because it's only when you're feeling your absolute best that you're going to be happy inside your relationship. People get unhappy inside relationships because they're not allowing themselves to be the best versions of themselves. I just debunked a giant myth for you. Okay? That's the psychology behind it. Now, if you gave yourself permission to be the best version of you and to feel really good in your skin and feel like the star of your show and really own all your glory, you would be so happy with yourself that anyone who you were mingling with would feel that happiness, and you wouldn't feel that weird enmeshment like, oh, I can't be that version of me because then this person is going to feel threatened. Then this person won't love me. Then they'll run away from me. So I need to shrink down so that they know that I'm theirs, or that they know that I'm dedicated and I'm loyal. See, these are all very, very old ingrained beliefs that literally come down through the lineage. Okay? The other thing that can happen here, and these are very unconscious, guys. So if you're like, well, I don't believe that. No, you don't know that you believe it. It's unconscious. It's a pattern. But if you can't get your groove back, you've got to know that there's some of these unconscious beliefs happening. Okay? The other thing that we can look at, and where I guide clients to really clean up their energy, is when we are in relationships. So I'm going to talk about women first, and then I'm going to be talking about men. So women, who you decide you need to be inside of a relationship is going to mirror what your relationship was with your dad. Who you decided you need to be safe, to get love, to get approval, is going to be the person you become inside your relationship. Okay? A lot of the times this is a very disempowering place. Okay? So, and it's the same for men. Okay? It's kind of like when you get into a relationship, oftentimes, I'm not saying always, but oftentimes, it's going to mirror who we believed we had to be with our mom to get love, to get approval. Okay? And a lot of the time there's a lot of resentment. Resentment around all that. There we go. We froze for a second. A lot of resentment there. But for the moment, we're going to talk about women because that's kind of my area of expertise. Okay? So how do we start to resolve this stuff? So before I talk about that, I can hear this coming in as a question from somebody is, well, what if I'm not in a relationship and I still can't get my shit together and feel the way I want to feel about my body? Okay, then we still know that there's some sort of limiting belief there. And if we were working together, I would bring you through this process where we could actually look and see what you're afraid of. What is it that you're believing? If you were to really feel confident again, what is it that you're afraid of? A lot of the time, it's a fear of change. It's like, if I really felt the way I wanted to feel in my skin, I know that I would make some choices that I'm not ready to make right now. It might be a move. It might be getting out of your job. It might be changing something over. It might be bailing out of something you've been entwined in, but you've been too afraid to do it because you thought that was the source of your security. Okay, there's usually some sort of a fear around what people will think of you. Oftentimes, always, I say always, we have these fears, and they're tribal fears that we're afraid to be better than, we're afraid to be brighter than, we're afraid to have more pleasure than, we're afraid to be seen, afraid to draw attention to ourselves, afraid of all of these things that have to do with being seen or having more, doing better than somebody else, okay? And that has to do with the people that we're hanging out with. But it's a very real thing. And so we need to look at those so that you can, if you really want to get your freedom back and decide, like, I'm going align myself with me. I'm going to see what I'm really passionate about, and I'm going to be the star of my own show. And so I want to get my health together, and I want to feel vital, and I want to like take really good care of myself and pamper myself and create beauty within myself so that I'm the star of my own show. And I want to feel good about that. And I don't want to feel the guilt, and I don't want to feel the shame, and I don't want to feel any of that, okay? In order for you to do that, what we have to do is we have to clean up these old enmeshments with people. This includes old enmeshments with our parents, old enmeshments with exes, old enmeshments with anybody else who we felt we couldn't truly shine in front of, okay? So this can be kids at school, because this stuff starts really early. Kids at school, teachers, siblings, the people that were around us or that we were around the most growing up, you know, usually under the age of 15 really, but the programming really starts below the age of 7, but I leave it open a little bit higher because there's things that can happen within there that can make us draw back and learn that it's not safe to be all of that, okay? We can have traumas around different goals when things don't work out, but we won't get into that. But this is the thing that has to happen. We've got to clean up these old enmeshments so that our nervous system doesn't get to a certain point and then be like, nope, cannot go beyond that, okay? Because when we get to a point where we can't go beyond, like we can't do more for ourselves, we just like physically can't do it. Like you want to reach for the glass of water, but you just like can't get it, and you don't know why because you want it, but your body's not letting you do it. You know that your nervous system is meeting one of your upper layers, one of your edges. And it's one of those old enmeshments. It's like electricity in your field, like that invisible dog fence. You're getting close to it and you can start to sense it. And you're like, nope, not going there. Not going to get zapped again. So, and I'm telling you all of this because in the next energy clearing series, which starts tomorrow, by the way, and this is an amazing series, we're literally going to go into the spaces and places where we're unable to really own our sovereignty and really own our authentic expression, okay? Because I want to see your authentic expression. I don't want to see the watered down version of you. I don't want to see the people pleaser. I don't want to see the do-gooder. I don't want to see the nice person. I want to see the real you that is bold and authentic, that is magnetic, that is you in your natural state, because that is actually your natural state, okay? And understand that's not repelling. That is magnetic. That is what makes you magnetic, when you're owning all of your true expression and you're letting yourself be you in your space, and not just be you in your space, but the best version of you in your space. The most put together, and I don't want to say put together as a aesthetic type of thing. I mean, you are on your own path, okay? It doesn't mean you're there alone. It's just you're so aligned with what you desire, and you're creating a body that fits that desire, that fits in the movie that you want to live in. Okay, that's what we do when we're dealing with the body. So in this energy clearing series, we're going in through 4 sessions. They're every Thursday morning for 4 weeks. And I guide you through an energy clearing process. And I guide you into these pockets so you can take a look and see what's in there. And then we clean up those old enmeshments. And if you want to get your body back, this is a must. Like, this is really a must. If you want to get your self-care back, this is a must. When you do this work, your whole relationship with the people that you feel, I know you love them with all your heart. I know that you do. But sometimes it can feel like we lose our freedom inside relationships, and it does not have to be like that. Okay? We can be so in our own thing and still have the love and adoration. In fact, you're going to be even more loved and more adored, okay, when you clean up the unhealthy enmeshments. This is powerful work. And this is, if you've never worked with me before, this is the most entry-level way. This series is ridiculously low entry level. It's $237. That's it. My private containers are anywhere from $25 to $10,000, depending on how you're working with me. So this is like the easiest no-brainer to come in and do the series. I also added for this series a VIP upgrade, which includes 4 coaching calls along with the series, so that there are 4 group coaching calls. Okay, 4 group coaching calls where we go even deeper into now structuring what your new day would actually look like if you were to really embody this new version of you. Like, what steps would you take? What actions would you take within that? And we really plan it and structure it out so you can see what this reality actually looks like and you get to live into it. Also, there are 2 private healing sessions. So I'm giving you guys like, I don't know, like $3,000 or $4,000 worth of private work and in-depth work for not a lot of money. So $237 for the series. And then if you want the VIP upgrade, which is 4 group calls and 2 private one-on-one healing sessions, it's $997. Like, it's an absolute no-brainer. And there is a 2-pay on that if you want to do a 2-pay. This is key. This is one of the things that really set me free to allow myself to be myself and not feel trapped and triggered by relationships, not to feel resentful in relationships, right? Because we've all been there, and really got me to go back to feeling so good about taking care of myself. Rather than it feeling like I was always in resistance to taking care of myself. Like it was something I had to force and make myself do, believe it or not. Okay, I got that back. I cleared that out. And so much changed just by cleaning up these enmeshments. Much more than that, really around my personal expression too, which I can't wait for you guys to try this out and see, because it's like magic. And that's all, guys. So I hope this was useful. I hope it was interesting. So leave your comments below, hashtag replay if you catch the replay, and if you have any other questions. The other thing, let me tell you, that starting tomorrow also is, and there will be replays of all of those calls. If you can't be there on Thursday mornings, the replays are available. The next thing that's starting is also tomorrow. It's called A Wild Thing of Beauty. And this is a really in-depth, deep inner transformation where we get to own our beauty. And this is not an aesthetic beauty, though it will radiate out to the surface. This is like owning your inner beauty. So we go in and we look at all the spaces and places, the things that happened that made us feel not beautiful, not honored, not sacred, not okay to be fully expressed, not embodied and honored even in our feminine energy. Okay. We go in and we heal those places. We heal the old enmeshments. We do there's just so much that happens inside this particular course. It is really a deep transformation. This is 4 weeks. It's pretty intensive, but you will not come out being the same person on the other side. So if you want details about that, just let me know and I'll send you the link. Again, it starts tomorrow. So listen to your heart, listen to what's coming through for you. This is really the year to let your radiance shine. This is the year of God, year of Source, year of Creator. So allow that energy to come through you and be your guide, because you need to shine and be the star of your own show. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'm happy to answer those questions. Otherwise, have a beautiful day and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.